I've written nothing down. You're just getting fresh reactions from me.
Instead of pouring myself a drink, I should have taken some notes. Oh, and I'm not wearing my Deadpool shirt.
We made fun of people who had to actually take notes while trying to watch that movie. And here we are realizing we are not professionals.
We should have taken notes, yeah.
We should have taken notes. I felt so confident. Actually, well, to be fair, you and I both discussed we were going to review Deadpool the moment we walked out of the theater. But then we saw a Bar Louie across the way and we decided to walk over to there to eat dinner.
I think, and grab some drinks, let's be honest. And we were with other friends too. Seth and Rachel were there. But let's be honest, I think this is a better way to do it because the movie's had some time to marinate now. Yeah.
So I guess we should tell people what we're doing and why it's just the two of us.
Hello, welcome to another OGSoG channel video. Thank you, Acolytes, for joining us. Today is the Squirrel Punch, Joven and Lasercorn. Squirrel Punch. Where we don't punch squirrels. It's a squirrel doing a punch is our mascot here.
Yeah, anyone that would think that to be otherwise is just idiotic.
I'm turning my camera off, Joven, because it's choppy and it's bothering me. So yes, Deadpool 3. We saw it in theaters.
No, sir. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine.
This is why we take notes.
I don't even know the name of the movie we just saw. It's called Deadpool and Wolverine, but let's be honest, it is the third Deadpool movie.
Do you think if I go into Microsoft Copilot, I can have it like be an aggregate for everyone else's reviews and I'll just like say the things other people said? Will that work for me?
You could try. Why do you want to take their... Why do you want an aggregated view on it? I want your opinion. No. I want the raw Joven opinion.
You want me to raw dog
I want you to raw dog this movie review, dog. And yeah, let's just get into it.
Let's break this up and at least let's do this. Let's break this up in a non-spoiler section and then a spoiler section. So maybe we can get some spoiler. And of course, it's Squirrel Punch because Mari and Soinki didn't see it with us because they're losers.
Yeah. They're huge losers. They're waiting till Monday to see it.
Exclusive Squirrel Punch.
Dude, I bet they have a bunch of stuff spoiled for them. Oh, we should just text them spoilers right now. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Han Solo dies. Oh my God, did you see the Han Solo cameo? Okay, but in all seriousness, let me kick this off by saying I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very good.
This is the non-spoilery section,
right?
Non-spoilery.
Yeah. I'm just kicking things off. I enjoyed it. This is just kind of my overall feel. I thought the dialogue was really well written.
I was worried about that because this was in production during the SAG strike. Yeah.
Most of the dialogue was pretty well written.
The writer's strike.
Most of it was good. I thought the costumes looked great. I loved the cameos, which I will not mention in this section.
Not in this section.
But the cameos were very good.
I did think it was fun.
It was funny.
I was worried that Deadpool 3 was going to be like cameo bingo, and they were just going to do like it would just be too distracting. I would say that I think they, it was well used. It wasn't too distracting. It was the right amount. I think it was the right amount for what it was trying to do.
I actually thought they could have gone even harder, but I was happy with what there was. And it was fun. It was, let's be real, it was laugh out loud funny during a lot of parts of the movie, which is what matters and kind of why you go to a Deadpool movie. You want to see some action, you want to have some laugh out loud moments. It hit those for me, and it was good overall. I do have some overall negatives to say though. I don't think this was not a 10 out of 10 movie for me.
No, I wouldn't say it is.
It was not even the strongest Deadpool movie, I don't think. And I guess my first one right off the bat is and I mentioned this to you, I was not a huge fan of Hugh Jackman's performance in this one. I think this is his worst Wolverine performance. I won't say his worst performance ever.
Okay, I disagree.
Okay.
Because I remember that was the second thing that you had said to me, like as we're still sitting in the seats. I think that it is a, without spoilers, it is a different, the Logan that we know. Hugh Jackman's Logan dies in Logan. That is that. So this is a different version of Wolverine, and I don't think it was a bad performance. I just think it was a different take on Logan that was a little bit more, reserved or even held back to a certain degree.
He didn't have that intensity. That Logan intensity that he has in a lot of the other ones. I felt like.
I agree that he didn't, and I don't think that this character was supposed to have that same.
Some of his lines fell flat for me, and maybe, like you said, it was during the writer's strike. Maybe it was partially the writing, but Ryan Reynolds always brings it, and I felt like the chemistry between Logan and Deadpool was not as good as the chemistry he had with Cable or even Domino. Really, I thought their back and forth was much more fun to watch than him and Logan.
I think that's a good take. Yeah, maybe a little hot, but
it's kind of a hot take.
Yeah, I do agree. When you have a character like, it's funny because Cable in Deadpool 2 with Deadpool, their back and forth is, or even their relationship is kind of like Wolverine and Deadpool. It's almost like this way too much of a straight man who's just like tired of Deadpool's bullshit. And it's like and Deadpool's still trying to bounce off of him, so you get that muted energy. So yeah, I do think it worked a little bit better in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I just enjoyed it better.
Like?
Oh, I did not like the anchor being thing, and this is so similar to my complaint about Into the Spider-Verse.
Now, keep in mind, this is still the non-spoilery section.
Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, shoot.
And this isn't necessarily, I think,
Anchor being is not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. It's, much like Spider-Verse, as you were saying, Across the Spider-Verse had canon events, this has anchor beings.
Yeah, I don't like it.
How they describe their timelines. 100%, they did not need that story element. 100. That was silly. They didn't need it.
Yeah. They literally could have... Yeah, well, without getting into spoilers. Yeah, I didn't like it. It's overly meta, and I get that Deadpool is a meta character. However, Deadpool is a character that makes meta commentary about a plot that is... I don't want to say grounded because they're Marvel movies, but a plot that makes sense and isn't about the canon, and like, there's an actual story happening that's not about the story.
Thought. Yeah, because this was like meta on meta.
Yeah, when you have a meta character commenting about a meta plot, it's too meta. It's overly meta, and I want to see him have a plot that's a little more grounded than this. Like them destroying the entire timelines because of an anchor being. Yeah.
I would even say the opposite is also true with Deadpool. Like if you played the video game, that story is so convoluted and over the top, and it's done through the point of view of Deadpool, where he's just not paying attention to the story. So you have like this extreme X-Men story that's kind of happening in the background while Deadpool's just talking to an audience. And so that almost brings a relevance to it because he's like, this is silly. Wow, we're really spending extra money on graphics here or something.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Deadpool video game, but I couldn't tell you what the story was about at all.
Yeah, you rightfully probably couldn't. You shouldn't, because again, they don't explain it super well because Deadpool's not listening.
Yeah.
Even in his story in Midnight Suns, he winds up just like shooting the bad guy while they're doing like a exposition dump, and he's like, "Stop talking, now we fight."
That's great.
You're like, I don't know why we're fighting, but okay.
Yeah, you've ruined the exposition. Are there negatives for you? Overall negatives, non-spoilery negatives?
Non-spoilery negatives. Well, I didn't really jump into my non-spoilery positives. So
okay, go ahead, do both.
I did mention that the cameos weren't gratuitous. That wasn't the point of the movie, so that was positive. I think that the first time in kind of a while, this is the most straightforward. You had a single story that was being told. There wasn't like a weird B story. I liked some of them, maybe even most of the Marvels, but the whole B story with Nick Fury and Kamala's family being there was dumb and wasted and just unnecessary. I think everything that was happening in this movie was necessary.
It was all A story, baby.
And the fact that it is rated R, and I think it was just a well-done R-rated movie. I think that they dropped a bunch of F-bombs, but none of them ever felt forced. It just felt like natural, angry dialogue, which was fantastic. The Cassandra Nova, who's featured for the first time in this movie, the actor that played that character did a great job with it. I don't think the villain in this movie had enough depth much like most Marvel movies. I think we could have had more. There was, the motivation is always just kind of silly with Marvel villains. So, it's not an A tier villain, but it's not like a trash tier villain like with what's his name from Thor 2. So I'd maybe say
Dark Elves guy, yeah.
The fight scenes were fantastic. I think the use of the R rating was great. As for negatives, the majority of the movie, the setting that it takes place in, I don't care about that story or that location. In fact, I think I was really hoping to see Deadpool get thrown into the MCU in almost maybe a different way, because I didn't care about the stakes per se. Deadpool cared about the stakes, which was fine, but it's almost not what I was expecting. And I thought this was going to set up, the MCU moving forward, because there is a lot of, from the trailers, it's like TVA involved, and I don't care about the TVA anymore. I kind of stopped caring during Loki about the TVA. And so had it just been a way for Loki to get, plucked and thrown in, would have been one thing. But the story did feature a lot of TVA. And I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I just don't care. Meh.
Yeah, the TVA is not, a real selling point for me either. It's not like, this movie's got the TVA in it. You should see it. It's like, Yeah, I get that. Can we move into the spoilery section now?
I think now's the right time. I think now we can say if you're sticking around any longer, you've either seen all of the cameos because you scrolled too much on TikTok, or you've
actually seen the movie. Yeah, or you just don't plan to. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm glad you said that about them throwing him more into the MCU, because I've been thinking about it. And it really was like a giant middle finger to Disney. Like, it's literally, it's kind of a meta story, right? It's kind of I'm using meta too much. It's almost like an allegory, right? That guy's offering Deadpool everything he's ever wanted, right? He's like, I'm going to put you in the Avengers. I'm going to put you into the MCU. I was like, all you have to do is abandon all these dumb Fox superheroes that you've been hanging out with. And Deadpool just like flips him the bird and takes his thing and jumps back into the Fox universe and proceeds to spend the rest of the movie, rest of the fucking movie, hanging out with all the abandoned Fox characters, the old Juggernaut and Johnny Blaze, Johnny Storm,
Wait,
right?
No, you were about to say the right thing. Yeah,
Johnny Storm and Blade and just like all of the forgotten characters, and he's like, I'm just gonna hang out with these guys for the entire movie, and then we'll do some Deadpool core stuff, and it'll be fun. And he basically doesn't do anything with the MCU, and
next to nothing.
Yeah, so and it's kind of like telling that story, right? So it's him like, he's like, oh, being in the MCU is all I ever wanted. He's talking to what's his name, Happy. And that has to be mirroring like a real life conversation he had with like some Marvel executive, where he's like, look, Deadpool's cool and he's hot right now. Why not let him like cameo or come into the MCU? And they like never let him do that. And so now he's just like,
it takes it out of the writing.
He's like, yeah. And he's like, thank you for finally making me canon in the MCU. No MCU characters. It was a very Deadpool thing to do. So it was fun and I like it. I get what you're saying about you wish he had done more MCU stuff and actually interacted with MCU characters. Yeah, because all we really see him interact with is like,
or at least had a story that mattered
in the MCU. Forward. Yeah.
Even if it didn't involve characters, because I think that is my big problem with the MCU, and a lot of people's problem in the last phase is that what the f matters? Shang-Chi's got these 10 rings. Kamala has these wristbands. We're doing all these post-credit scenes that aren't really going anywhere. It's like nothing matters. I'm like, great, Deadpool, get back in here and get us on track and give me a story that matters. Oh, this story doesn't matter either.
No, it wasn't his introduction to the MCU at all. It was a send-off to all the Fox movies.
And technically how it ends isn't an MCU. Like, there is no... Like, he stays, we're in the spoiler section, so he stays in his own universe.
Yeah.
So what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, he stays in his own universe. But, I mean, with the TVA knowing about his existence and everything, he could easily
Yeah, you
get
can
pulled
out. Which
into
great,
the
there's more
MCU
TVA stuff.
whenever you want. Yeah, I think we are finally done with Hugh Jackman Logan, though, because at the end, he says, "Will I see you around?" And he's like, "Nah, probably not."
Yeah.
I think he's done, but I think we'll see more
I think
Deadpool.
So too.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be the chance of more Hugh in, like, well, Deadpool also says, we're using you till you're 90, which I hope isn't the case.
No.
I think based on what we've seen at the post-credit scene of the Marvels that, the X-Men will get introduced soon, and I don't think it will have a new Wolverine just yet, so there's room to keep this one around longer. But at the same time,
oh, you think
older.
you think we'll see you think Hugh Jackman will appear in the new X-Men movie?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that, but there is a Secret Wars, Avengers movie coming.
Oh, there is?
Eventually, yeah. So, like, possibly, they could use him again.
I don't think he will show back up.
When you see him in the fighting stance, I don't know. I just felt like, yep, you've been doing this for 20 years. I get it. I think I'm ready for a new Wolverine.
Yeah.
But let's talk more about Hugh Jackman. How did you feel? Were you excited to have Hugh in the blue and yellow? Were you excited to see him fight Deadpool?
Yeah, I was. Their fights were not the highlight of the movie for me, though.
But
fights
they
were
were
okay.
good though.
They were all right.
The car fight,
fun.
I think, was better than because when it's like Deadpool versus Wolverine, it's just stab, 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 stab. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
There's almost like no stakes in the fight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a low stakes fight, right? Yeah.
But I did think that the car fight was funny because at least it just did it differently.
It was cartoony, right? With him getting like hit through the
this
roof of the
Wolverine
cord.
way stronger than the Wolverines that we've seen in other movies. Like he's able to literally punch him up and through the car and then back down.
Yeah, I don't know if other Wolverines could have done that. Maybe.
And here's the big spoiler part, which I'm sure even for people who hadn't seen the movie yet, this has to be circulating on the internet at this point in time. Not only did he get the blue and yellow suit, he got the mask.
The cowl, yes. I like that. I like that Deadpool called his whatever they are, his horns or whatever, blowjob handles.
Blowjob handles. Yes or no? Did you like the mask?
No, I thought it was garbage.
Same here. I think it was cool to see, and then immediately after, I was like, okay, you should probably take it off.
Take it off.
This doesn't work.
Yeah,
I
instantly
almost
bad.
think now, back in the year 2000 when they were in pre-production for X-Men, I wonder if they had made an outfit where he had the cowl, and they're like, all right, put it on. Oh, God, no, take it off. This is a horrible idea. We're doing black leather for everyone.
Yeah.
Black leather for absolutely
Black
everyone.
leather,
We're not doing anything from the comic books.
Yeah, the cowl was bad, and I think they saved it to the end because they even in this movie, I bet they're like, we can't have him wearing this the whole time. He looks ridiculous. Yeah. It's not. It's one of those things that only works in comic books, I think.
No, normally, it's my biggest pet peeve in superhero movies when a character should be wearing a mask and they're constantly taking it off for them to have a conversation so that you can get that actor's face. I'm just like, put the mask on. That's why I like Dredd so much. Keeps the mask on. But in this case, I'm like, thank you for not putting the mask on.
Yeah, take it
I
off.
wish you. As everyone in the theater kind of got excited when he reaches behind him to slip it on, I think I got upset at that point in time. And I said it out loud. I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah, you did say that. I remember you saying that out loud in the theater. Yeah, has that been there the whole time? It just kind of appears.
Yeah, it just appears, and I get that we can get away with a little bit more in a Deadpool movie. I feel like Deadpool that could have been one of the lines too, or maybe he called it out and then they switched the line. It was a silly moment.
Yeah.
Again, this movie, much like Spider-Man 3, I think is a fan service movie.
It was very fan servicey, yeah.
And I will say that they did the fan service well. Mm-hmm. It gave fans what they wanted, and then they did. I think that they did it well, much like No Way Home. Just it was a movie for fan service.
Yeah. Chris Evans coming back to play Johnny Storm was great. That's great fan service. And getting neutralized by Pyro, who's just like, oh, your power's fire, huh? Interesting. I control fire, so f*** you. Yeah.
So let's go into the cameos.
Sure.
That was a great reveal for Chris Evans. It's funny because everyone Deadpool gets excited. You don't know who it's going to be, but you know it's going to be a good cameo. We see him, and when I saw him, I was like, huh. facially he just looks different.
He does.
And then, you know, he said flame on, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Good for them. Good for them. That's great. And I was like, that's why he looks like that. You know, Pyro taking all of his fire away and then him falling. I don't know why he didn't die, but hey. Maybe,
yeah, he bounced around a lot, huh?
Yeah, maybe that cosmic radiation he got, like, lets him take a couple licks before dying. So that entire area obviously was used for cameos. So I guess before going into that, Happy Hogan. I love that actor-director. I wish I could remember his name, so I guess I don't love him that much.
John Favreau.
And so being able to see him as Happy, and also that takes place before Endgame too. So that's why they're in the tower and everything. That's why, you know, Iron Man can be referenced. I almost was expecting more cameos. I thought it was going to be more gratuitous. There were faces that I definitely weren't expecting to see, like whoever the Bad Mutant was, the Bad Mutant lackey from X-Men: The Last Stand that would hang out with the Quill dude. She was like the girl with a couple tattoos. You probably don't remember what I'm talking about.
I don't remember who this was, yeah.
She was barely featured. But from Last Stand, we got Juggernaut.
We got Juggernaut Last Stand.
I was happy to see him.
Yeah.
I think I guess he could have done a little bit more.
He's definitely the weaker of the two Juggernauts that Deadpool has gone up against, right?
Yeah, we've got, of the two, 100% the weakest. A Blob. I don't know if you recognize that was a Blob from Wolverine Origins. He was the one that was like, he was pulling the lever to open up the gates.
Okay.
So that was. Oh,
I love Origins too.
Yeah,
Wolverine
Blob
Origins.
From Origins.
Did you see Azazel? Yes, I did see him. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's always great.
Did you see the guy in the stripy shirt?
Yeah, who is that?
I think, and we would need like a Dan Casey to confirm this. I believe that is one of the like lead henchmen from the original Punisher movie where John Travolta is the bad guy.
So I love that movie, and oh my god, I don't think that's Kevin Nash.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's who that was supposed to be in the movie. But that is the same outfit. Who was the striped shirt cameo in Deadpool 3? I'm sure.
Deadpool and Wolverine is the name of the movie.
The Russian, the big guy clad in red and white striped shirt, also known as longtime Marvel movie fans may recognize him from The Punisher, where he was played by Chris Nash, which is Kevin Nash. Was that Kevin Nash?
Was it? I don't know.
Oh my god, what a catch. Good job.
Yeah. We always used to watch that movie because it was kind of like one of those cringy bad movies that was fun to watch.
Cringy bad. God, I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it was fun though, right? It was cringy bad, but it was also fun.
Oh my god, yeah, he's the Russian. Oh man, good catch.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's that guy. I remember that guy. I'm so glad they brought him back. Yeah, but you caught the Blob, which I didn't even see, and
there were a lot of like. I'm trying to like go through in my head and see if there's anyone that I'm missing now. But it was cool. Then there's the 3 big cameos.
I think the biggest cameo in the whole movie is fucking Blade, right? Blade's back. Wesley Snipes Blade.
I was almost disappointed by that.
Why?
I don't like seeing my heroes older. I don't need that.
Wesley Snipes looks like he's barely aged though.
Yeah.
He's aging better than even Jackman is, honestly.
He just looks so good in like those original movies. Yeah. It was like he did a great job with it. I almost think it would have been a great time to bring in the whoever the new Blade was supposed to be. Because, like, we hear his voice at the end of Eternals, and we know the movie's coming, but we haven't seen him in anything. This would have been a good place to kind of use him.
Hard disagree.
No? You hard disagree?
This movie was a send-off to the Fox characters.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't want to see whoever they have for the new Blade, because, first of all, they appeared at the end of Eternals. So,
yeah.
A movie I care the least about. Yeah, I don't want to, We don't even know who he is. Yeah.
I will say Elektra, Jennifer Garner, Elektra, everyone, every cameo, there was like some kind of reaction from the audience, except for when they saw the size. Nobody cared.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who that was based off the size, but I didn't care. Gambit was fun, but I didn't realize that there was a whole.
You didn't know.
Well, I didn't. First of all, I didn't know it was Channing Tatum because I'm just bad with faces. But I also didn't know there was a whole internet campaign to get him as Gambit. To get Channing Tatum as Gambit.
The movie got pretty close. It was slated. Oh, so originally Channing Tatum, I think, was supposed to be in X-Men Origins as Gambit, but there was a shooting conflict, and then Channing Tatum? Yeah, Channing Tatum. Yeah, and then that's when they got the other guy to play Gambit. And so I think they did a great job with it because I think Channing Tatum is a fantastic comedic actor. I don't know if you saw 21 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street. He's so good in comedy.
Yeah, he's good. No,
and so they were able to like really play, the accent up and like, with Deadpool, which that was the best line in the movie.
That was the biggest laugh of the movie. Yeah. Who was your dialect coach? The Minions?
The Minions?
Yeah.
Best line of the movie.
It was phenomenal. Yeah. Channing Tatum, if you haven't seen the movie, again, I hope if you're watching this, you have. But Channing Tatum as Gambit is doing this really over the top New Orleans accent. And it's just. It's just very funny. It's hard to understand
bulky
him
too. Like he's a muscular guy, and so when you see him in that skin tight outfit, that should be like a narrowed neck person. He just looks like here's my neck, here are my shoulders. Oh my god, I fit him in here somehow.
Yeah.
And then that's the Wolverine montage had some cameos in it also.
The Hulk showed up. That was nice.
The Hulk, that was a great moment, and even just the setup for it too, because it was like the black and tan or the brown and tan outfit.
Uh-huh.
It's like, hey, didn't you fight the Hulk in that? And then so you get to see him. How did you feel about comic accurate Wolverine?
I love comic accurate Wolverine. That should have been the Wolverine that joined Deadpool on the adventure. And I stand by that statement. That's where they should have stopped. They should have been like, perfect, you're with me. And then they should have gone that way. If they don't cast a short Wolverine... I really would like to see a short Wolverine.
I'm more on your side with it now because after seeing, I think the internet's choice for Wolverine in Henry Cavill in this, way too muscular.
Yeah, it was
like
fun seeing him,
muscular.
But yeah, I don't want Henry Cavill to play Wolverine. It's fun for a one-off, but yeah, I don't want a whole movie of that.
But yeah, we got like traditional old
Daniel
man Logan.
Radcliffe.
I thought maybe he would have been Patch or something. Patch being, White Jacket Wolverine there.
Yeah.
And even though we're naming all the... Oh, then you had some cameos that were in outfits. Matthew McConaughey as Western Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Blake Lively as Lady Pool, yeah.
Wow. What a shape, I guess is what I can
she
say.
killed it.
I don't think the dog was cute. People like the dog, think the dog's ugly. I get that's the joke. That was very much a comic accurate dog pool, and I was like,
yeah, the dog pool bit was, it didn't land with me either. He was like the dog pool was licking his face a lot. Yeah.
Now that we've actually made it to all of the Deadpools, my one actual gripe with the writing of this movie, I can say here in the spoiler section, is that with Peter there, when he shows up at the end and all of the Deadpools are excited to see him, so the other two are just able to sneak by. That was dumb.
Yeah.
At least like you have Deadpool that you can make a joke about it. Make a joke. It's like, wow, that was convenient, or okay, guess we've ran out of time writing.
Or even just bring back. Well, that's just lazy writing.
Yeah.
If you'd have said that line again, I would have probably been okay with it. But yeah.
Like really, Marvel. This is what we can get away with writing wise.
He did make a joke. It was enjoy my Peter. I would have, but I would have rather him. Yeah, I would have rather him make a joke about the writing there. Same with when they explained anchor beings, and I know I touched on this a little bit in the pre-spoiler version, but an anchor being killing your timeline, like everyone dies. So just like all the timelines die eventually because the anchor being gets. It was so dumb, and like Logan doesn't die until the future, and Deadpool shouldn't have been in the future. Because his girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend now, is the same age. Like, I get Deadpool not aging. But he appears to be in the present day. So why is Wolverine dead in the present day? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
If he died in the future, why is his timeline dying now? It was very convoluted. All they had to do was be like, evil branch of the TVA, Splinter branch, that's pruning all the timelines. Deadpool is in a variant timeline. Conflict.
Yeah, that's it. It's simple. You don't need this other new mechanic introduced because it's already baked in. I do think. Is this phase 5? Which one was phase 4?
I don't know
I don't
anymore.
even know any of this stuff anymore. Hold on. So phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Okay, this is what started phase 5. I was going to say it's my favorite movie of phase 5, but that's easy. Like, I like this way more than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I actually thought that was just fine. I would say since Endgame, it's my favorite Marvel movie. Oh, no. It's in my top 3.
Well, because No Way Home. That's interesting. Putting this movie up against No Way Home, which one is better?
I think No Way Home might have as many plot holes. No Way Home might have done it all better. Like, they're essentially the same movie.
I think I like
these villains their send-off endings. It's fan service completely. It's other actors who've played those characters. Like, it's the same movie.
I would have to think about which one I like better. I would honestly probably have to see Deadpool and Wolverine again because I've seen No Way Home, that's it, right? No Way Home. Yeah. I've seen that one about at least 5 or 6 times because the kids love that one. I think I might actually like No Way Home better, which is odd because I'm such a Deadpool fan. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I want to. It wasn't streaming anywhere for a long time. But yeah, way better than so I guess phase 4 is like Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, Thor Love and Thunder was horrible, Black Panther I didn't like, or the second one. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse. Man, I don't know which.
Oh, you like Multiverse of Madness?
I did like Multiverse of Madness.
Wasn't for me.
But that is our spoiler
Oh, wait, hang on. I don't know if I'm done yet.
Oh, we've been going for a long time, sir, and we have to...
Wait, but we didn't talk about the fact that Blade says, I'm the only Blade there's ever gonna be, and then Deadpool looks directly at the camera.
The hard look at camera.
Yeah.
Speaking of Blade, he also does say that famous line, some motherfuckers always trying to
ice skate uphill. That didn't land for me.
Oh, that's right, because it said still.
Yeah.
And that's why it was different.
That didn't land for me.
It didn't. Like, you know, if Arnold was showing up as Mr. Freeze again, I wouldn't want him to say, you know, the Ice Age line. But I guess the fact that he does say still trying to skate uphill.
It didn't work for me, but I get what they were trying to do.
Those 3 characters having that fight at the end was, I thought it looked good. You know, they did a good job with doubles when they needed it. It was shot well enough. It didn't look overly CG. Them wanting to help Deadpool just so they can have their ending. Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, that's just meta.
Overly meta, again, yeah.
Deadpool can be meta. The other characters shouldn't be.
But yeah, exactly. The whole point of Deadpool is he's supposed to be in a serious situation, but he is aware that he's supposed to be the only one aware that he's in a movie, right? Yeah. And then having other characters say, I'm going to get my ending, kind of does spoil it. Yeah.
Also, Cassandra Nova, she can use the sling blade, the Deadpool,
the sling ring,
Corp. However, they showed up with with the sling ring.
The sling.
Everyone could use the sling ring. I don't like that anyone and everyone can use it. Who used it for the Deadpool people? How'd they get through?
I thought it was Nova. Because she says I called in some help.
Yeah, but she was down in the subway basement trying to break that machine when the Deadpool core showed up.
She cloned herself. I don't know. Oh, and we didn't talk about the opening scene, which I thought was phenomenal.
That opening was great.
Where he literally desecrates the grave of Logan and then kills a bunch of TVA agents
with the adamantium.
With his bones.
It's like, I won't use my weapons. Sure. And I think that just sets the tone for the movie. It's like, great. That's what this is going to be. 100%.
That was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'd watch it again.
I'd see it again. I'd see it again for sure. It was definitely good enough. Oh, overall score, what do you think?
I'd give it out of 10. Yeah. I'd give it like a 8.
I would say 8.5.
Yeah, 8.85. I think that's a safe spot. Like, it did have some glaring things that, again, they could have written around some of their plot holes a little bit really easily, and they didn't, so that bugged me. But I like the dialogue. I like the cameos. It was a fun rap. Again, like,
romp.
I have it in Yes, I haven't enjoyed a Marvel movie since for a while. So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I've had that many laugh out loud moments in a movie in a long while. So yeah, that was good.
And they did it.
It was first and foremost a very good comedy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you maybe I don't know if you made it this far, you've seen the movie. So no spoilers in the comments down below. We should maybe throw that in text earlier.
Yeah.
Just like, keep the, it was nice. I will say it was really nice to see people in a movie theater again. Mm-hmm. It was good to see people in a movie theater again.
Having fun, laughing, yeah.
And I hope, this brings people back a little bit. Well, then we got Venom and Joker too, so maybe we'll kill the theater again after this.
I have no desire to see the new Venom movie or Joker 2, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling him. So maybe you'll get reviews on those. Maybe you won't. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to get content out of it, I'll go. But I'm not like marking my calendars for those movies.
Yeah. We'll do reviews. Well, thank you so much for watching, and hit subscribe and praise him.
Praise him. It's like, hey, if you're watching this here on YouTube, why aren't you watching this over on our Patreon? We got a Patreon. You can see all these wonderful people here have joined the Patreon. They get their names in the video, and they get other cool stuff like there's Q&As, there's React content, React to Old Smosh Games content. So go check out the link in the description. Join our Patreon and get access to all that cool stuff, because why not? All right, bye.